So will Narendra Modi's outreach really work on the ground? 30 kilometers from Delhi, as I said, Ballabgarh is still suffering the aftermath of those communal riots. Now, joining me now is Asaduddin Owaisi, Member of Parliament and President of the All India Majlis-e-Ittihadul Muslimin. And also in the studio is Firoz Bakht Ahmed. He is grandnephew of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad and was part of that delegation that met the Prime Minister yesterday. So I'll get both of you to remark on that. But first I want to hear from Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi, who led that delegation to the Prime Minister. नकवी जी, जो अविश्वास का माहौल बना था मुस्लिम्स और नरेंद्र मोदी जी के बीच में, एक तरह से टोपी का मामला उठा है, 2002 के दंगों का मामला उठा है, क्या आपको वाकई लगता है कि एक इस तरह की जो मीटिंग मोदी जी ने की है, क्या उससे वो आत्मविश्वास का माहौल एक तरह से कम होगा? विल ट्रस्ट डेफिसिट दैट मिस्टर मोदी सफर्स व्हेन इट कम्स टू मुस्लिम, विल दैट गेट रिड्यूस्ड?
देखिए, टोपी पहनना कोई इतना इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, टोपी पहनाना नहीं चाहिए। कुछ लोग जो है वो सेकुलरिज्म के सियासी सूरमा टोपी पहना करके और टोपी पहन करके जो है वो एक्सप्लॉइट खूब जम करके करते हैं, खूब बुरी तरह से करते हैं। हम जो है वो इस तरह के सिंबॉलिज्म जो है, इस तरह के स्टीरियोटाइप जो है वो सिंबॉलिज्म पे हम विश्वास नहीं करते। हम जो है वो, ये बात सही है आपकी कि हमारे जो राजनीतिक विरोधी हैं उन्होंने बहुत बुरी तरह से एक दुष्प्रचार किया बीजेपी के लिए, बीजेपी के नेताओं के लिए कि साहब ये जो है वो एंटी सेकुलर हैं, ये एंटी मुस्लिम हैं, एंटी माइनॉरिटीज़ हैं। लेकिन आज हमें लोग जज कर रहे हैं हमारे काम से। हम जिस जिम्मेदारी के साथ, ईमानदारी के साथ, ट्रांसपेरेंसी के साथ काम कर रहे हैं, उसका एहसास आज समाज के सभी वर्गों को है, उसमें माइनॉरिटीज़ को भी है।
लेकिन ये बताइए नकवी जी, मोदी जी ने कल कहा कि अगर जरूरत पड़े तो मुसलमान समाज उनको रात को 12 बजे भी फोन कर सकता है, वो उनकी मदद करेंगे। बल्लभगढ़ जिसकी बात मैं कर रहा हूं, दिल्ली से 30 किलोमीटर दूर है, वहां मुसलमान अपने घर नहीं जा सकते, अपने गांव नहीं जा सकते, डरे हुए हैं। क्या आप उस मुद्दे को भी देखेंगे? क्या आप मोदी जी को कहेंगे कुछ वहां भी करें?
देखिए, ये हमें बहुत अनफॉर्चुनेट है, हमारी सरकार आने के बाद मुल्क में कहीं पर भी कोई बड़ा कम्युनल राइट नहीं हुआ, कम्युनल टेंशन नहीं हुआ। ये जो कुछ बल्लभगढ़ की घटना है वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है, दुखद है। और आपके प्रोग्राम में मैं पहली बार बताने जा रहा हूँ कि हमने इस बारे में पूरी डिटेल रिपोर्ट माइनॉरिटी कमीशन के थ्रू मंगवाई हुई है। ये बात सही है कि इसमें कई बार इस घटना को हुआ। ये घटना जो है वो आज की नहीं है, बहुत पहले भी मस्जिद के निर्माण को लेकर के विवाद हुआ था, लेकिन मैं उस डिटेल में नहीं जाना चाहता। हमारा ये मानना है कि कम्युनल हार्मोनी किसी भी तरह से, किसी भी रूप में, कहीं पर भी, किसी भी कोने में डिस्टर्ब नहीं होना चाहिए। और अगर कम्युनल हार्मोनी को कोई कुछ ऐसी ताकतें जो कि डिस्टर्ब करने के काम में लगी हुई हैं, तो उसमें स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स हैं, उसको अपने उस पर कार्रवाई करनी चाहिए। और हमें पूरा यकीन है कि वहाँ पर जो कुछ बल्लभगढ़ में कम्युनल टेंशन पैदा हुआ था वो समाधान की दिशा में काम हो रहा है। वहाँ पर आपस में बातचीत हुई है और हमें लगता है कि बहुत जल्दी वहाँ सामान्य स्थिति होगी।
Okay, that was Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi speaking to me, claiming that yesterday's meeting will in a sense reduce the trust deficit between Muslims and the Prime Minister. But joining me now, as I said, Firoz Bakht Ahmed. He is a Muslim scholar who was there at yesterday's meeting with the Prime Minister, and Asaduddin Owaisi of the MIM. Asaduddin Owaisi, your reactions to what you're hearing? The Minorities Affairs Minister has told us that he believes that this is an important meeting which will reduce the trust deficit that perhaps is suffered by the Prime Minister when it comes to the minority community, that it is pseudo-secularists who are emphasizing issues like wearing a topi or not wearing a topi.
No, I'm not at all concerned with the attire of what Prime Minister wears, whether he doesn't want to wear a topi or not, whether he still wants to wear once again a 10 lakh rupee suit, that is up to him. The problem over here is that these delegation should not be called leaders but freeloaders. Out of 30 so-called delegation members, 22 are Maulanas and Imams. You know, they are the people who lead Muslims in prayers in masjid. They didn't have the audacity and the braveness and the boldness to talk about Ballabgarh Masjid, which is a rightful legal masjid construction going on. Secondly, the Prime Minister told them that he does not believe in the language of discrimination, he wants employment. Why couldn't they ask the Prime Minister that the beef ban has led to lakhs of Muslim Qurayshis being made unemployed? Why couldn't they ask the Prime Minister, why isn't your party supporting Muslim reservation to backward communities of Muslims in Maharashtra? Why couldn't they ask the Prime Minister that why isn't justice is being done to Ishrat Jahan or to Sohrabuddin's brother or to Zakia Jafri? I would have been, happy and praised this delegation if they had taken Ishrat Jahan's mother, if they had taken Zakia Jafri and said, here is a classic case of injustice. Why couldn't they tell the Prime Minister on his face that your government in Rajasthan has made yoga compulsory? We as imams, we cannot do Surya Namaskar, which is against our basic teachings of Islam. These are the important points.
No, hold on.
Over there.
No, I'm not clear. I'm not clear on you make some valid points. I'm not clear on the Surya Namaskar point, but I just want to bring in Firoz Bakht Ahmed for a moment. Firoz Bakht Ahmed, the allegation which is being made is this was a PR exercise. And those who had gone for this meeting do not really represent, in a sense, the community. They only represent themselves. And they do not want to raise the contentious issues like beef ban. They do not want to raise the contentious issues linked to 2002. These issues you do not want to talk to Narendra Modi ji about.
Well, first of all, let me confute this allegation by Owaisi Saab that this is something, some PR exercise. Let me tell you, this meeting yesterday with the PM, with all of us, including all those religious heads, this was a shot in the arm of the community. First thing. Second thing is that...
How is it a shot in the arm? Please tell me the one thing that you gained from
I'll explain it to you. Yes. You see, there was a deadlock between Modi and Muslims for a long time. And Muslims used to think that because of his Gujarat image, which was very unfortunate. I mean, Gujarat is like an albatross in his neck, which he is trying to take out, which he is trying to get away with. But at least, there's a beginning which has been made in terms of this dialogue. It was a positive dialogue. And one thing which Modi said yesterday, which I liked and which I would like to convey through this channel to all those people who are viewing it in India and abroad, he said that for Muslims, he is aiming at good education. In one hand, Muslims should have computer. In the other, they should have Quran. So he understands. He also congratulated Muslims on Shab-e-Barat. He was also concerned that there is not much of rain, and Ramzan is the month of fasting is coming.
So you believe he wants to move beyond the image of Gujarat 2002?
Just let me complete.
Yes.
Let me complete. He talked about beef. This is not the issue. Let me tell you, Bahadur Shah Zafar in his fatwa once said that beef should not be taken, a cow should not be taken into as an animal to be sacrificed on the occasion of Bakr-Eid, because Hindu brethren, they actually...
You are claiming you have raised the issues of education.
Also talked about,
just a minute.
Reservations is a very important point.
Yes.
Let me complete. He talked about reservation. Let me ask Mr. Owaisi, he is a learned barrister. Has he taken support of any reservation? Earlier ministers like Abdul Rahman Antule or maybe K. Rahman Khan or Salman Khurshid, did they take up reservation? Muslims do not want this begging bowl. They have capacity, they are working hard, and this new government...
Can I get him to respond now? Can I get him to respond to what you're saying? You're saying, respond to what you're hearing from Firoz Bakht Ahmed. He's saying you've got to judge Mr. Modi in terms of what you see him today in 2015, not in terms of 2002. And many of the issues that you're raising like beef ban are not the critical issues that face the Muslims of today.
Rajdeep, without justice to the victims of 2002, there cannot be closure. One cannot wash away the sins of 2002. The second point, which the Honorable Mr. Sikandar Bakht, who claims to be a relative of Maulana Azad, there are so many people who claim that.
I am not Sikandar Bakht. My name is Feroz Bakht.
No,
please correct.
No, okay, whatever it is, Feroz Bakht. Okay, whatever it is. Now, whatever it is, listen
I don't claim. I am his...
No, let's focus on the issue. Let's focus on the issue. Let's not make it personal.
Please. Don't take it personal. Owaisi Sahib, you make these debates personal. Please come out of that hangout.
No. Okay, listen to me. I am making a pertinent point. Have you read the Bombay High Court judgment which says Muslims should get reservation? I am talking about those Muslim boys who want to come up in life, and the courts have said, read that interim judgment, which says to bring them in the secular polity,
yes,
reservation to backward Muslims in Maharashtra should be given. I am not talking about cow ban. Please understand my English. I am not as expert in English as you. I am talking about the ban on bullocks I am talking about that. Hasn't that made the Quraysh Bradri unemployed?
No,
why,
so
why didn't you talk about...
What is it that would convince you, Owaisi Saab, that Narendra Modi ji is on the right track? What is it that you want? Don't you want a dialogue? Just a minute. Don't you want a dialogue? Don't you believe that there should be a dialogue?
Modi has started a beginning.
Just a minute. I'll get you to reply. Firoz, I'll get you to reply.
Please.
Yes, go ahead, Owaisi Saab.
Rajdeep, dialogue should be on the basis of what happened in South Africa, the Reconciliation Commission. Then only there can be closure. I would be happy if this delegation, if these so-called leaders of the Muslim community take along Ishrat Jahan's mother. Do you have the guts to take along Zakia Jafri with you? Do you have the guts to say cancel the bail of Maya Kodnani and Babu Bajrangi who are enjoying their lives in Ahmedabad? Do you have the guts to talk about Muslims in Vadodara who have been denied 300 houses? What are you talking about? I am talking about development. Why didn't you ask the Prime Minister that in 1 year of his tenure, why hasn't he taken a single meeting of 15-point program which pertains to development of all the minorities? Why didn't you talk about why a communal right
all
took
these
place in
points
Tirlok
were taken
Puri?
up.
No.
You are not there in the
Why didn't you ask the Prime Minister that...
Please,
listen
please
to me.
fix
Please
a
listen
meeting
to
with
me.
the
Why
Prime
didn't you
Minister.
ask
Talk
the
to
Prime
him. Don't blame these people.
Mr. Bakht, you are a Nek Bakht or a Bad Bakht. Please listen to me. Why didn't you
Please
ask the
don't
Prime Minister...
Please take your
how
words
come a
back.
Prime
You
Minister
have
of
no
India
right.
said-
You have no
Why-
right to cast
why didn't the Prime-
aspersion
why
or
did
use
the Prime
abusive
Minister
words.
said
I
that
can also say,
1200
but I am not
saal
like
ki
you.
gulami?
No, but I
Don't get personal.
one minute.
You might be a badnasib. Don't call anyone else a badbakh. Please don't get personal. Talk on issues.
Can I just for
I
a
am
moment?
sorry. You are a Muslim Jinnah. You are a Jinnah, and you are a Muslim Bal Thackeray.
No, just a minute. Now let's, before the individual, I'm going to ask
You can use all the expletives in the world you have against me. I have no issues. But what I am telling
We
you
are
is
not
hurting
using.
you. That is my victory.
You are present
It
day
is
Jinnah,
hurting you.
and you are a Bal Thackeray.
Sir, just a minute.
Exposed.
And
it
No,
has
this
exposed
cannot go on like this.
like you.
You
Sir,
want to
this
create
cannot go on
another
like this.
Pakistan today.
Sir, this cannot go on like
You
this.
want
I
to
just
divide this country once again. You want another VV section, another
Can I
division.
ask you in 30 seconds?
Haan,
What
please.
is the one big thing? The one big idea that Narendra Modi is giving, which you believe will, in a sense, restore an element of faith among the minorities towards the BJP and the Prime Minister. What was the one big idea you got from the Prime Minister when he met you yesterday? Give me that one big idea.
You give me just
30
1
seconds,
minute.
one big
All
idea.
right. See, the biggest idea that he gave to the Muslims was that if we want to come out of our problems, so best thing is better education, good education, and he's bent upon giving them this good education with the slogan, "Ek haath mein computer, ek mein Quran."
No, it's a very good slogan. Sir, Modi ji's slogan is excellent.
I know.
Ek haath mein
As a
computer,
politician,
ek
you can say
I am
that.
saying, how is this slogan going to be realized?
You can
if
say
Mr.
it is
Modi
mere
ji,
lip service.
for
give him
example,
time.
Mr. Modi ji says, you can ring me up at midnight and I will
I think there
will
is
serve you.
nothing wrong.
Yes, but you've seen what is happening in Ballabgarh, 30 kilometers away from Delhi.
That is very unfortunate. I agree with you.
I am
That is very
asking,
sad.
therefore, is
And-
Mr. Modi ji willing to go the extra
you
mile?
see, this Minister of Minorities has taken care of it. He said
You
there is
believe
a
Mr.
repeat.
Modi ji can go that extra mile? You believe that he is genuinely willing to reach out to Muslims? That's the impression you got.
This is what the impression I got, because his body language was very positive. He met all these 30 people, all these 30 leaders personally, and while at the cup of while he was sharing a cup of tea, he talked to all of them. And I think
so. He was genuine.
I also thought that Modi is a communalist, and whatever I heard about him yesterday, my views changed about him.
Okay,
give him some time to prove in terms of action.
I'm going to give you therefore the final word there, Mr. Owaisi. Aren't you willing to give Mr. Modi time? Here is the Prime Minister of the country reaching out to Muslims, people who are he's reaching out to Maulvis, reaching out to Imams. Are you willing to give him time, or are you only going to see him through the prism of 2002?
Rajdeep, 2002, Mahatma Gandhi assassination,
Yes.
Babri Masjid and Delhi cannot be forgotten and forgiven. The Prime Minister has another 4 years, and what he is doing is not some favor. He is duty bound, constitutional bound to do justice. And I don't want this patronizing attitude from either this person on your panel or from the Prime Minister. We want development and justice. First, justice
But
has
with
to be
people
done.
like you
If
in
the Prime
India,
Minister-
there can't be any development.
Can you please be quiet and allow me to say?
You will.
I didn't disturb.
You
I
will
didn't,
actually.
I didn't
just a
interrupt
minute.
you, Mr. Bakht.
There will be communal rights
Sir,
the way you are
I
speaking
didn't-
in all over India.
Mr. Bakht,
Janab,
Mr. Bakht, you have used expletives against me, I don't mind. You can
have
go
also
on.
used.
But why didn't you ask the Prime Minister, listen to me, why didn't you ask the Prime Minister to make scholarships to minorities demand driven? Why haven't you asked the Prime Minister give scholarships to Muslims or backward Muslims of Maharashtra?
yesterday you were
Why
not
didn't you
there.
ask the
Mukhtar
Prime
Abbas
Minister
Naqvi
that-
promised all
listen
these
to me,
scholarships.
you
And he
people-
said that you
you
can
people-
take account of each and every paisa.
Okay, we're going to leave it there. I think these are questions that will be raised. We will have a deeper debate in the days ahead. Whether this, the fact is, the Prime Minister has taken one step forward. Is it enough?
He is a communalist, Rajdeep.
No, the question is whether the fine words that he has said, ek haath mein computer, ek haath mein Quran, whether he will now ensure and create an atmosphere, whether he can deliver, or whether those are simply fine words.
Let us
is the
wait and
question.
watch.
We will wait and watch, and we will judge the Prime Minister on whether he delivers to the minorities. I appreciate both of you joining us on our program. Let's take a break.